Alright guys, it's 4 in the morning. I'm on a drive to check one of my high elevations. It's kind of nice to have some tools in your back pocket that can help you kind of try and get some sleep. But you know, when people ask why is snow removal so expensive, guys, take a look at my alarm schedule for last night, and I was up every hour checking to see what was happening, making sure that the prediction that it was going to turn to rain, the snow that was going to turn to rain, was actually in fact turning to rain. Trying to make a decision when to dispatch, or if I had a dispatch. There's only one site that I have that's at a higher elevation that we have no highway cameras that are remotely close to. That's where I'm on my way to go check right now. But quite frankly, it did snow last night. Reports say that it was possibly a plowable level. When I say reports, I mean other snow removal companies saying this area potentially hit close to that plowable level. But with the rain that was coming, guys, when you're charging properly, it's not about trying to rush out and plow sites because you have an opportunity to make money. You don't really want to. When you can save the complex some money because you don't have to service them, and because you just flat out don't really want to service them, when you're charging properly, you can let Mother Nature take its course. If it's gonna snow and then turn to rain in the middle of the night, like it says that it did or was going to last night, and it looks like it did, then you don't need to rush out and the second it hits 2 inches start plowing them, especially when it's midnight and it's turning to rain. Again, I never saw it hit 2 inches personally on these sites. I figured that we'd wait to dispatch until around the 4 in the morning for the higher elevations, just simply because if it did continue snowing, why plow it at midnight when you're gonna have to plow it again at 4 in the morning and then charge them twice for a plow. So with Mother Nature doing its thing, I figured we'd let the rain try and take care of it. Now I'm just driving on the road here, and it does look like that there's snow on the grass, snow on the sidewalks. This complex actually has 0 sidewalks, which is nice. Roads are clear, but you can tell the plows came through here. But that does not mean that we would be plowing our complex necessarily. So we'll take a look. But this is why we have to charge what we charge. It's for the nights that we're up in the middle of the night, not making any money, monitoring the weather, trying to wait and figure out if we're gonna dispatch or not. I mean, I could go on about several other things as to why we have to charge what we charge, but it's these nights, guys. Alright, so this is my site. It's got snow on it. There's nothing too crazy. Here's a card going in. It is only... Sorry, let's show it again. If you put the card in, it only goes up to the top of the more on the rewards. So we're talking not even an inch. This site is a 2-inch rule, 2-inch trigger. It is pissing down rain. I am going to turn around and go home. Okay, so I'm just leaving the site. Not a plowable level in my opinion. It's pissing down rain. It is plus 3 degrees. There is no reason that this isn't gonna last very long. It's gonna melt it all off. And why charge a complex expensive charges when you don't have to? So again, if you're charging properly, guys, you can spare the complex some money, and you're not that company waiting to pounce the second you have an opportunity to. So I mean, it's not really against anyone that did rush out and plow. If you came out to your sites and you saw a 2-inch trigger and you cleared them, I mean, if that's the rules on your contract, then you're fully within your rights to do so. I'm not necessarily saying that it's over servicing, because it's not. You hit your trigger. I do have a 2-inch trigger, but as per our agreement, We have to see it at 2 inches. We chose to wait, and we never saw it at 2 inches. So we just leave it, let it be. Will there be a complaint? No, there won't be. They're probably going to be happy that we didn't do anything. If this was a zero tolerance site, different story, guys. We would have been up here. We would have been up here a couple times last night clearing it. But that's not what this site is. It's just a townhouse, and they're not interested. I mean, they get, in heavy winters, this complex gets hammered. When all the other complexes that are at lower elevations do not get any snow, this complex gets absolutely hammered. So they're used to snow. They don't care. That's in my opinion the correct way to do things when you have a situation like we did last night, where they were only calling for pretty much a maximum of 2 inches, but it was very wet snow for several hours, almost sleet, and it didn't really start accumulating for the last couple hours, and rain was coming a couple hours after that. I just don't see the point. Let Mother Nature take its course. I guess my point to this video, guys, is there's a lot of free stuff that we do in this industry that a lot of you guys out there, you're like, it's not a big deal, it only takes 5 minutes. I mean, yeah, you know what? Every time my alarm goes off, I'm probably only out of bed, checking highway cameras, checking weather apps for about 5 minutes. It's really not that long. But ask yourself this: if I had to pay someone to monitor the weather through the whole night and wake up every hour, what do you think that person would want? Do you think that you're going to be able to find anyone that would do it for $50 a night? At first, maybe, yeah. You could be like, yeah, I just need you to monitor it, phone me, wake me up if things get crazy. They're probably going to be, yeah, okay, that sounds great for the first little bit. But after a while, that $50, they just don't care about anymore. They'd rather have their sleep. Same thing with this midnight drive. As the owner of the business, I don't feel it necessary to hire someone or send out one of my staff to check this one site in the event that we're not gonna charge anything. So I just take it upon myself to go for a drive in the middle of the night or early hours of the morning to just check it. And if it did need a clearing, then I'm in a plow truck. I would just quickly clear it. It only takes about 20 minutes, this site, and go home and be done. But if I was to hire another, or sorry, not hire, but if I was to send an employee, how much am I gonna have to pay the employee for that just to go out there? Well, my top guys using my equipment, this isn't subs, my top guys, they make a lot of money. My top guys make more than what some of you guys charge your customers. Anyways, and that's not subs. So I don't really feel like sending out one of my employees to go out and look at a site only to not service it. This is part of what we do. So, now some of you guys, I've seen some bids and some quotes and stuff like that, and some of you guys, you charge for site visits. I think that's wrong. I mean, that's I could do site visits every single night if I wanted to and charge people for it, but that's not what we do. It's all kind of included. We only charge for two things, and that's for plowing and for salting, and that's it. Everything else is included. It's free, but in reality it's not free. You're paying for these nights where you got to drive out and you're not able to bill anything, but it's all wrapped up into one. So just ask yourself, guys, all these things that you do on the side, checking the weather, going for drives, repairing your trucks, going and getting salt, doing quotes in the off season, all this stuff that you're not getting paid for. If you had to pay an employee to do it, how much would you have to make? How much would you pay that employee? It all adds up, and that's my point. When you guys are charging $100 to plow a site, even $200 to plow a site, even $300 to plow a site, you're losing money. If you factored in all the hours involved with everything, you're losing money. I don't really care what anyone says. Stay safe out there.